Hello everyone, how are we doing? Is it working? I can't tell. Hello, how's everybody doing? Wicked. Fantastic. So what do we want to do today? Yeah, over the last few days we've had, gosh, so many people join the Discord and say things on Twitter and star the repo and all sorts of stuff. It's absolutely bonkers. It's been really lovely. It's been so nice. Yeah, it's been wonderful. But why am I waving a but yeah, it means we've got a whole bunch of people looking at our documentation and asking questions, and we're slowly working out, well, not so slowly working out like what things are kind of a problem at the moment. And we've got this lovely tour. This thing, gosh, that's very. There we go. So we've got this lovely tour which goes through all the different concepts of the language, but it's it's one page per concept, which I think is quite nice. And you get, you can go to a lesson, you get the code, and you can edit it, whatever you fancy. But some people don't want that. Some people just want to have like one long page that they can read from start to finish, or that they can just have open, and then they can like Control F or Command F and then find whatever it is they want to find. Which is fair. So we should make something for that. I think a Gleam for JavaScript/TypeScript would be a nice addition to the cheat sheets. Yeah, I think so too. I think somebody was working on that. Also zoomed in? That just me? Okay, there you go. Yeah, there you go. So we've got one here, and somebody every few months, someone says, "Hey, I'm going to work on it," and we go, "Okay," and then life happens. We'll get it at some point. I think one was just opened for wrong place. I think one was just opened for Go, which is pretty cool. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. My inbox the last few days have been absolutely absolutely wild. Yeah, I normally spend quite a lot of time responding to GitHub notifications, but at the moment it's something else. Especially since I'm trying to say hello to everyone who comes to Discord. I've had to stop replying to everything. That happens when I'm asleep. I think that first day when we started like exploding, I spent like 4 hours just reading notifications. Anyway, so back to the tour. So we've got all the content. Very well. I've got all the content in. No, not website. Tour. And we're doing. Yeah, in source we've got all these folders of content inside the repo, and I figure we can just get all of them and just like render them in one page to start with, and that'd be pretty nice. So we've got all this stuff. So how does this program work? Load content, write content. List of chapters, homepage. Okay, what should we call the everything page? Is it just the everything? Term toggle. That looks smooth. What is that? Oh, I'm using the editors I'm using is NeoVim, and I'm using LazyVim, I think. And it has no, I'm using a funny keyboard, so I don't know any of the buttons are. I press when it's green, so you can't. The cable's really short. This isn't going very well. Press. I press Control and slash, and it opens a terminal for me. Sometimes it gets confused and opens two, and sometimes it closes the wrong terminal. So it's all a bit. It's what you expect from Vim. It's great, but then there's like a lot of weird things that behave strangely. Yeah, it's a plank. I really like the plank. Very happy. I'm using basically the layout it came with, which is, I think, a mistake, but I'm too lazy to change that now. In part because the flashing process, I think, is rubbish. But also, I don't want to have to like relearn everything. So. What if I try to just pass in all the lessons? And what is a lesson? Name. Okay. Okay. So. What should the path be? Sure. Let's just write some a file into this place for now. Good to see Snag in the world. Yeah, Snag's really good. I'm a big fan of Snag. Off the top of my head. Yeah, Snag's really cool. It's not as good, it's not quite as good as the Rust anyhow stuff, but I would really like it to. I do like to find a way to improve it, but it's still pretty awesome for scripts today. Can you hear my cat? He's already complaining. He really doesn't like me having my door closed. Encourage directory. Yeah. So tricky thing about error handling is that you really want to decide your own variants, but at the same time you want to have generic functionality across errors. That's not very clear at all. So I want to say that my application can return user not logged in error, permission denied error, and something else, whatever. But at the same time, you want to say these are all the error type, which means that you can then have a bunch of functions which operates on errors generally, and it still works. Which is an interface. Like, this is the first time when this is the only time in Gleam I'm like, yes, and like an implicit interface. So like some way of like attaching some behavior to a type of any type of this. It's just no good mechanism for that in the language, which is I don't know. It irks me a little bit. Hey, welcome. What are the gloves you're wearing? Are they just to feel comfortable? No, they are compression gloves, which I find helps with hand strain keyboard a lot. They give them to people who have arthritis, stuff like that. But I just bought them off the internet, and they're really, really good for me. I'm a big fan. I've spent way too much time. Spent like a decade typing with really bad typing style. My typing style's still not great, but like really bad typing style on like keyboards and on like laptop keyboards and things, and just like absolutely trash my. So I don't do that anymore, but I have to be really careful about how I use a computer, otherwise, hand and wrist ache and stuff. Type. It's very often. So I talk to my friends with typing as well. It's all a mistake. Computers are bad. I really would like to try one of those like dictation typing programming things. That'd be really. What behavior would you attach? What behavior would I attach to errors? I want to be able to do. So the thing that's really cool is ad hoc errors. So in Snag, let's see an instance of Snag. Yeah, so we just like, hey, something's happened. We just like turn it straight into an error here. That's really useful, but it would be really nice if the error that had occurred, I could like make an ad hoc error that I want to be able to make an ad hoc error that wraps up some other error. So I want to have the HTTP requirement returns there was a network problem error. Cool, that's like a specific type. I really want to like be able to extract some text out of that. Again, it would just be turning into text. I think that's the only thing. So that when let's make something fail, that would be a good explanation. So what should I make fail? Son. Every. Where is that? Unknown variable lesson. Text. So what if I didn't do that? Said, is there an error? No. So let's just pretend that. Let's pretend there is a good. Okay, so if we run this, got it right. Encourage. Sure. If I run this, I get an error that has like a chain of like this happened, sorry, this happened because this happened because this happened. You know, I want to be able to like extract that text and turn it into a useful error message. And then we've got some like JavaScript rubbish here, which this top section is. Cool. Boom. So we go. Oh, it's opened in the wrong. So switch my. Sorry. There we go. Hello. There you go. We have the site, and we said it was going to be at everything. Hello world. Oh, a file exists. Nice. Not using Devon. I don't even know what that is. Is that an editor? Clearly, I'm very junior. Do you stream to Twitch too? No, but I think I should. I just don't know anything about streaming really, so I was like, oh, I'll use YouTube because I use YouTube like to watch things, so I'll just do that. And then I got it working, and then every time I've got energy to do some streaming stuff, rather than try and work out how to use Twitch, I just turn on the stream and off I go. So I want to be able to auto magic to string custom move types. Doesn't have to be auto. Doesn't have to be magic. Doesn't have to be automatic. It could be you explicitly label it. But okay. So okay. This is not. Is this a bad idea? This is probably a bad idea. But like, let's say the same way you can say pub type thing. User not. You know, let's say those are the two errors you can have. But what if you could do like that? That's something like that could be interesting. Then how do you represent that? What if you want to you know, what if you want to interpolate something in here? Like yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. There's lots of little places that we can do research and try and work out like what might be good additions to the language. This is one of the areas where I think there might be something, but I don't have any particular good ideas, and I think it doesn't stop us from doing anything. It makes things just like very mildly, or it has the potential to make, but may not. Where were we before? The stream, you're not derailing the stream. The streams are just about talking or hanging out, I think. Like, if I wanted to do this quickly, do it without the stream, I probably would be done by now. But instead, I've written one function that writes hello world to the file system, and we've been doing this for like 15 minutes. Wicked. So we need some HTML. HTML. Oh, look, all this stuff. Kind of annoyed. So maybe I'm going to rename this from icons. Good. And that should really, the namespace things, naughty, naughty, naughty. And really, I just delete something. Ah. Fantastique. Maybe this is still wrong. I think this is still wrong. I think this isn't called widgets. I think this is called now I've got a circular reference. Let's not do that. Cool. Working. So, what have we got here? So we've got a head. Well, I would like to use the nav. I would like to keep the nav bar. But I think I want to change everything inside to something else. Show. What is it? How about it? There's the nav. Okay. No, I've broken that. Very silly. Does this thing I've made have? Does this HTML thing have fragments? No. There's no packages. I've been messing with Gleam a bit since I saw V1, and I was wondering, have you done much work with talking to MySQL? No, I tend to use Postgres and SQLite. There is, I think there is an Erlang and Elixir MySQL driver both, and you could use those if you want. But I think everyone's so far been using Postgres instead. There's no fragment here, okay. Show needs to not be a single element. It needs to be a list. Oh, no, that's not a list. I don't know what that is. So that's just some nonsense. Hey, Gmail. Got a syntax error somewhere. Look, it's not complaining about it though. What's that about? Trouble. Main module. It's acting like I Did you mean this? But why isn't it formatting? Did it format? Am I just being silly? No, it's. How do you use this editor? Code format. No formatter available. Whoa, what does that mean? Hey, something went wrong with NeoVim then. So, what is this page thing? So content. Yeah, NeoVim. Ooh, I used to use NeoVim for a long time, and then I switched over to VS Code, and then I fairly recently switched back again. Really changed since last year. Really quite. In the path to it. Add a page path. Type. Wait, there we go. Selected. Containing should. The list of nodes, not just a single one. And then we can. No. There was it before. Oh dear. Really? Whoa, what has happened? NeoVim, behave. Strange. Where was it? Oh, yeah, yes. Here's the body. Okay. Oh, yes. There we go. Boom. Nice. Very nice. It's a claim I'm going to listen to. I don't know. There we go. I'm going to be half here and half mentoring Exorcism. Ah, so it's you. You're the one who's doing all the mentoring. I keep going on Exorcism, like, who's been doing it for me? I know people are using Exorcism because I've got my my stats thing. Yeah. Well, I'm the only person who's going to be doing the queue. You're a hero. Where did your hair go? Says S. Yeah. Yeah, like my mate tied my hair up, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep that. It's super practical. Has exism use gone up? Let me check my metrics, which are on the other monitor, so I can't easily show you. Not on the other monitor, not in Safari. Do do do. So exism student. When did everything go crazy? It was the 11th, right? Sorry, everyone. It's gonna. I've got a spreadsheet open in the other tab, and I'm gonna do stuff with it. Okay, so in the last 3 days, we've had 310 new students, and they have done 7,617 new submissions, and there has been 11 mentoring discussions. I think that is wicked. That is so cool. Yeah, that's a huge increase. I might not be using exism right, but all I do is I go to see there's a queue and it shows me which ones are available. And recently when I go on there, there's just been none. So somebody's been doing it for me. Not that I've been looking at it as frequently the last couple of days, but I thought when I look, there would be something, eh? Right, what am I doing? Oh yeah, let's look at what our page looks like now. This one. Oh. What? No, not print mode. How do I refresh? What? How do you... Didn't I... What? What's going on here? Oh, we didn't actually render anything. Like, we just made a function to render something, and we just completely... It's very silly. Right. Text. Yes. That's not going to help. Show. Oh, actually, we should check one of the other pages. It looks correct, because we've been changing things. Yeah. Does it still do things? Hello. Joe? Hello, Joe. Yeah, cool, it's working. Everything. Nice. So let's make another page. Page HTML. That's in HTML. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Does link get used? Nav link get used? Okay, cool. So stuff. Let's go with the whole font. So every HTML. How does path get used? Use proper patient. Okay. Nice. It rendered something. Hey, very exciting. Where's the VDOM? You can't render HTML with that one. Ooh, we're using the actual VDOM. Actual DOM. DOM's pretty cool. I think VDOM's hugely overrated. Hey, how are you? I'm good. I'm good. I've had a weird few days, as you can probably imagine. It's been very, very busy. So, how does all this work then? Where does the padding come from? Putting right in this left thing. Okay. I kind of wish I'd used Tailwind for this. I like really want to. I've got to a point where I want to try Tailwind. After like several years of being like, oh, what's the point? And then I like read 2 blog posts and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I do want to use it now. It looks quite nice. Oh well. I am not good at being pioneering. I'm very late to every party. And by party, I mean like boring technology choices, not actual parties. I'm a programmer. I don't go to parties. Sorry. So, what do we want to do? We want to map across the lessons. I think that's pretty close to what we want. You actually want a flat map it because we want to have a first thing say nice. That is what I wanted, and then after that we're gonna have some. Not that. Is it pre inside code or is it code inside pre? Oh wow, it doesn't say anything about pre code. What? What have we done here? I don't normally use Safari. Where is the little click on it and then you can select things thing? Is it this? No? I don't know any of these do. Ah, here we go. Okay, so there's a pre there. And there's a code inside it. Okay. That sounds sensible. The target. Reticle. Reticle, that's a good word. Wicked. Okay, so pre. Not quite what I wanted. Nice. 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 Boom. Not bad. Oh, but we're using, why am I using flat map there? Because, where am I doing it? Here we go. So, page HTML takes a list of HTML nodes. And I want to have a list, not a list. I want to have I want to have a list, Gleam list, not HTML list, of heading, code, heading, well, no, heading, heading, content code, heading, 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 content, like that forever. Speaking of which, let's put in that content, eh? Or the easiest way to do it would be for it to go last. Wait, did I say that there's no fragment in this library? Yeah, dangerously unescaped fragment. That's my kind of function. What is it called? Dangerous. Nice. Good L. Let's use real. I'm going to blame Copilot from that. Expected type string builder. Wow, okay. Nice. Let's see what that looks like. Cool. Yeah, that looks looking good. A bit, maybe we don't need this everything. It would be nice to have some contents, though. How are we going to do that? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, I forgot. This is running on JavaScript. Is that like a path? Okay. Okay. Hmm. Maybe I want to get. I think what I want is not a list of lessons. I want a list of chapters. I see some really cool core comprehension stuff. List.flat map. I'm assuming you're doing a table of contents type page. No, right. Let's show you what's going on. Safari. Here we go. Right, so here is the language tool, and you can go through each bit lesson one by one. You got like, I think you can edit this stuff, and it will evaluate it down here, which is cool. And there's a table of contents, so you can easily like jump to anywhere you want. Oh, cool! You see it all. Some people have been like, I don't want to have lots of pages. I just want to have one long page, and then I can jump around at Control F and stuff. Which, yeah, that's fine. We've got all the content. Let's just render it in a different way so that they can see all of it in one go. And then not have it be interactive, I think. Just have to be static. That's fine. And I'm hoping that that will be like an easy thing we can do that will make a bunch of people happy. Why not? But I still need a little bit of structure in this page. So how are we going to do that? So that's why I want to keep the chapters rather than... oh, that says lessons. I want to have a wee bit more structure. Lessons. Chapters. Nice. That's compiling again. I don't realise how much I look at a keyboard until suddenly there's a camera on me. I probably shouldn't be looking at my keyboard. Or maybe I keyboard when streams on me, yeah. That's my excuse. Show. Okay. How do I run the web server with hot module reloading? I don't know. I'm not even sure what hot module reloading is. I just know that that's the thing that React people like. I think it's different to live reload. I think it does something to preserve states, but I don't know what it is. What are you precisely after? Oh, it could be Erlang. It could be like Erlang hot code loading. Yeah, at the end of the day, I am still successfully typing, and like that is that's the important bit. Something similar to Jupyter Notebooks would be cool someday. Yeah, Elixir does have one. Yeah. It's a bit more complicated with Gleam because you can't just like eval chunks of code, or you can with Elixir. Like they need a lot less context. Live reloaded with Gleam. Do you like what on like so talking about the live reloading stuff in the context of like a Lustre application that's running in a browser, or like a Wisp application that's running on an Erlang server, or a Glen application? There's like a JavaScript server. Wisp HTTP server. I would just have some tool that restarts the server and runs Gleam run again. Like watch exec can do that, which is what I'm using here. I don't know the command, but like it's doable. I think in future there's a good chance we will have like a Gleam run, like Gleam watch run, something like that. I don't know. Some built-in way of doing it. But you know, it seems like a very solvable problem using external tools. These don't fit my ears very well. Rather annoying me. Hello, I've been loving your work on Gleam. Thank you very much. I'm new to Erlang. Is it possible to do desktop apps with Gleam? So there is a GUI framework called WX widgets, I think, that are Erlang bindings for. Not only that, they come with, I think, standard Erlang distribution OTP. I have never used it. I've seen, I think, 2 or maybe 3 programs that have been made with it. Couldn't tell you if it's good or not, but like you could theoretically use that from Gleam if you wanted to. Or you could compile to JavaScript and use one of the many JavaScript options out there, but I've not, I can't say I've tried any of them. Maybe maybe the JavaScript one is the easiest one. The annoying thing about JavaScript is that your user is less likely. Sorry, the annoying thing about using Erlang for this stuff is your user is less likely to have it installed on their computer. So you're gonna have to, if you're like giving it to lots of people, you're gonna have to work out what you're gonna do for that installation / distribution problem. If you're doing it for developers, it's easy. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Yes, Helix has had support for Gleam's language server for a long time now, actually. Hey, welcome. Right, what am I doing? I'm going to make a contents section, I think. Uh, ooh, that's sensible. Maybe? Sure, why not? Let's go with that. What do I want? Okay. Show. Set an ID to each of these. Really? What's the wrong? What have I messed up? What have I got? What have I done wrong? I don't know. Is it in here? Coming from a dynamic language like Ruby, that, like a little heart in the way, so I can't see what the last word is on the line. That empty list on every tag, that gets to me a little bit. Yeah, yeah, I guess so. I mean, we could have like another function for it. H1. I mean, this is a fairly rubbish HTML generation library. I think all the real projects using Lustre. Although I think Lustre does the same thing. I can't remember why this doesn't use Lustre. I also don't know what I've done wrong here. No? In here somewhere? What have I done? Oh, okay, there you go. Too lower. I'm in a constant battle of growing up my hair and then cutting it all off. Seeing your long hair on the last Gleam stream, I told my fiance I'm stealing the look. You steal away. I'm glad I had a good hair day that day. That was great. That was again my and the friend did this to my hair, and then I took it out after a few days, and it was wavy. I felt like an actor from the 90s. It was great. It seems a bit silly that I've got a function that's just Marvelous. Okay, cool. So that is I've got some IDs. Now let's make some let's just get rid of this lesson prefix. We don't need that. We don't need that. Slug it. Lesson type path. It looks pretty indenty, this. It's not very pretty. Is this Haley's Luster package? No, this is a much worse package called HTMLB that I don't know why I'm using. Luster does loads of stuff. Loads of stuff. It's great. It's really powerful. This just makes a HTML string, like nothing else. I think there might have been. I think Luster might have been being worked on or something while I was making this, so I just used this other thing instead. It's like, it's as simple as I need it to be. And okay, cool. So let's see what this looks like rendered, eh? Oh, this is the wrong page. Everything. Hey, look at that. And then I can click on strings. Oh. And then it doesn't at all do what I want. That's really annoying. That is because there's no hash on the boom. Let's try that again, shall we? Nice. It's a bit sad, isn't it? So let's look at hello world. How do I do that? Where's inspect though? Does it have an ID on it? Oh, the ID is not slugified. That's annoying. Yeah. Why isn't it though? There's ID here. Oh, name. Path. How is the markdown converted to HTML? There is no markdown in here. All the content is it's all in HTML, you see? Which is a little bit annoying, but like I'm not writing a blog platform here. I've just written a bunch of lessons, so that's fine. Cool. Annoying things about this. There's no syntax highlighting. That's rubbish. And the syntax highlighter we use for the other one is Okay, so let's try and add the editor thing to all of these. I don't know how it works. How does it work? Let's find out. Where would I find out? Find out here. Oh, does Safari not have view source? I use that quite a lot. So code flask style. Nope, that's not what I want. There we go. Okay. Page view source has a weird name. Oh, there we go. It shows up this time. Thanks, dude. Yeah, Prism, you're right. This is Prism. Do you have any planned work on the Gleam SPL? I was trying Gleam and EVM, and the integrations fell off compared to other tuitions. Yeah, the language server is easily the most immature thing in the whole Gleam toolchain. That's going to be one of the big focuses. And I'm not going to do it on stream though, because I like to write Gleam on stream. I don't really want to write Rust on stream. Any chance to ship the language server written in Gleam, or do I want to keep it in Rust? There's no advantage to writing it in. We've already got a compiler in Rust. If you wanted, excuse me, a language server is in part just a compiler minus code gen. So like if we wanted to write a language server in Gleam for Gleam, it would, you'd just be re-implementing the compiler. Like what's the point? Just use the compiler. I mean, the compiler wasn't designed for this, which is an annoyance. Like I wish I'd thought of that, 6 years ago when I started this project, but it won't be perfect every time. Yeah, language servers are just really hard to get right. Like it's like very nuanced, feely interaction. Like it has to feel right. That's hard. We'll get there. I mean, we made the whole build tool like from scratch, and that was that took quite a long time. But we've had no complaints of it really. Like we just need to put a bunch of work into it. Everyone's talking about Gleam. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy you're here. This is great. It's been a really exciting couple of days. Right, so what am I going to do? I'm going to move this code prism stuff somewhere. How does it get initialized? Prism grammar editor. It's a bit. Do I want to use Prism again for this? I don't know. Code. Can I access the Prism thing that it has? Prism. Oh. How does that work? Oh, let's just add one. I want to get a reference to Flask, to Prism. You're trying to learn Rust and Haskell. Whoa. Oof, that's a lot of stuff. Do Gleam instead. It'll take you like an afternoon. You'll be fine. Gleam very small. Okay, this is annoying. Can we let's go back to the editor. Flash. Okay. Now let's go back to here. Nice. Oh, it's a function. I was really hoping there would be a like a prism property on this. Hey. Why put Gleam print line behind an import? As in, why is the print line function not in the prelude? If so, my question is, why would this one IO function be in the prelude? Like what's special about it? Oh, you have to do Advent of Code. Well, have fun. It's far too hardcore for me, that one. Too much thinking involved. I just stick to my compilers. Okay, so how am I going to do this? Maybe I should stop focusing on syntax highlighting and come back. That's probably smart, isn't it? So, try and make this look pretty. Go back to show. How am I gonna do this on everything? Also, there's no. Let's add some. The IO module has support for O, but no I. Any chance that I be built in? No, because it's not possible to do. Like, first off, there's no reason to build it in because we only put things into the prelude if it needs a compiler, special compiler built in or something. Okay, cool. So like lists, there's no way to define list. There's no way to define integers. There's no way to define floats. So those have to be built into the compiler. Like IO? No, that's trivial. Anyone can implement IO. So why? Let's not put it in prelude. And even if we want like built into the compiler, like there's no way to solve the function coloring problem. Like it is just impossible. There's nothing we can do about it. Why do it? Because it's very common. Printing is not very common. Printing is extremely uncommon. Like debugging, common. Assertions, common. Mapping over lists, folding lists, working with strings. These are all super common. Printing is not common. Logging is common. I think there's a much better argument for putting like list.map in the prelude than there is for putting printing in. It's just about commonness, which it isn't. About whether or not it can be. Things are not given more power than they have to. And for everything you put inside the prelude, make the language more complicated. So at the moment you say like, I want to use a function, I'm going to have to import it from the library where it lives. But if you start saying like, I want to include a function, well, actually some of them are like magically built into the language. And so they're not documented with the rest of the documentation. You've got to look them up somewhere else. Like that's not easier, that's harder. Is the reason why a reason method-based syntax isn't used? Is there reason method-based syntax isn't used? Because Gleam's not an object-oriented programming language, so I think the method-based syntax would be confusing. The tool cannot scroll on mobile. Okay, I don't know. Open an issue. If you find a bug, open an issue. Right. I want to. It's kind of annoying. I want to put like a. I want to margin around it. Suddenly makes my little list seem a bit silly. Oh, I'm an inspiration. Thank you so much. That's really kind. I want to say your name, but I don't speak I don't even know I don't even know the characters called. That's embarrassing, isn't it? Cyrillic? Is that what the characters are called? The alphabet? Anyway, thank you so much. Really kind of you. What's your motivation for making Gleam compatible with JavaScript? So there's lots of places that JavaScript can run that Erlang can't. It's nice to be able to run in those places. The real thing that pushed it over the edge was Peter, because Peter really wanted to run some stuff in a browser. So we made a prototype of. He made the first version of the JavaScript backend, which is really cool. Oh, what I want. No, done what gosh, everyone's talking now. You see, this is why I don't program on stream, because like I just end up reading all the chat and nothing ever happens. I tried Gleam last week, and the only thing I thought really needed some work was the language server. You were right. It's missing some features. You are also right. It's worse than missing features. Some places it's just unreliable. Like it just doesn't do what it's meant to do at times, which is frustrating. I want you go here, you go here. I said class everything. Okay, now it is. I guess it just happened. Oh, or maybe I need to do that. How do you put it to this? There we go. Nice. It's really it translates to shitty sparrow. Well, thank you very much, shitty sparrow. The stream is transformed into Q&A. That's the point of a stream, so I can talk to people. What have I missed in chat? That's some huge contribution. Wow. What are we talking about? I've read all the messages out of order, so I'm very confused. Seems like WASM is a much better fit. WASM's cool. WASM is cool. I mean, WASM was a lot less mature when we made the JavaScript back. Like, WASM is still, a lot of things we want to use in WASM still aren't actually available everywhere. WASM isn't ready for a lot of things yet. Is it easy to do asynchronous interactions with JavaScript? Yeah, it is. Let me show you something. Show. Here we are in a textual editor. Let's get it. Oh, I was clearly taking some screenshots last time I used Safari because everything's really zoomed in. Oh, look, there's a new thing. It's exciting. Sparkle lib. Nice work, whoever documented this. Oh dear. Okay. What is it? Doesn't exist. Nice. Who made it? Someone. Didn't publish series. Squatting names. Sparkle is a really good name. I hope you use it for something. Anyway, I was looking for JavaScript. Gleam JavaScript. Here we go. Let's look at the documentation. So in here we've got a promise type, and yeah, we can await them and stuff. It's great. It's also type safe, unlike the regular promise. That like if you get two of them, they don't collapse into each other, which completely destroys any guarantees you can get in terms of types. So yeah, you just use that type, and then everything works really. I mean, you do get the function coloring problem, but like that's just the nature of JavaScript. You can't get anything. You can't get away with it. Is there no if statement in Gleam? No, there's no statements in Gleam. Let alone if. But if is just no, coloring is not a feature. How Oh no. Oh no, not at all. We kind of furiously disagree on that one. What am I doing? Coding something. Okay, so contents. Put a class on the content, shall we? Oh, that's why I can't see what the content is, because I was looking at the wrong one. Is this Neovim they're using? Yeah, this is Neovim with what is it called? It doesn't say. Lazy Vim. That's what it's called. Sync it while I'm here. Do you like my little little? I spent way too much time making that. Wicked. Okay, so let's do some CSS. Everything content. Everything. Yay. How do these things work? What are the, oh, okay, so it's not on those. Okay. Do you ever feel Zed will feel as cool as Newman? Yeah, very possibly. Like they're doing a really great job of it. Oh, so much. I react to things in here. Oh no. Just clicked on something and it's gone away from chat. Oh, how do I bring chat back? Chat. Good, there we go. Everything contents, not everything. My built-in spell checks. Oh yeah, there it is. So what was it? Oh yeah, because oh wow, I've got one called content and I've got one called contents. That's really silly, isn't it? I really don't like the name everything. Where did I put thing? There we go. It's a bit easier. Is this website built on Svelte? No. Built in Gleam. Amazing. It's pretty cool. I'm really bad at CSS, so I'm struggling a little. I'm not what you would call a yeah, not really like a styler person. Does Gleam have utility types like TS has? No, it does not. Gleam has a type system that's designed to get you the most use with the least confusion. And I think all of those types are extremely tempting because you're like, oh, I could just do this, and then something will happen. Like I can confine it more, and you end up with just like absolutely horrendous, impossible to read. I am not. Oh, that's not what I want. Dancing. What? Oh, for sure. I'm not. I don't use Safari. I closed that. No, I feel like I applied some. I closed this thing. Sudo. I thought I applied some stuff to the list element inside the list element. Oh, but everything contents is a list element. Oh, okay, that makes more sense now. Really? Oh, wow, now I've done this all wrong. Okay, no wonder it isn't. That's not going to be. Going to be. Yeah, that's why nothing makes sense. Yay, how exciting. Oh, the padding looks horrendous now. It's not going to be padding everywhere, it's meant to be padding left. Nice. How hard would it be to turn Gleam into an indentation based language like Python Ruby? Ruby's not indentation based. Python is though. So is Haskell. So is Elm. So is Idris. Not too hard. Like if you fork Gleam and write a new parser, yeah, go for it. The annoying thing would be that you would then have to maintain your own version of Gleam, and you'd have to convince everyone to stop using what I've made and get with you instead. I would I don't try to compete with other projects, but I think that would be the one case so I'm like, no, you are actually trying to compete. That would suck. The format kind of is. The format is also not indentation. Still didn't manage to set up Twitch. I've not tried because I've got some energy for streaming. I just start streaming. I don't know how Twitch works. Show. It'd be cool if I had a way of doing both these things at the same time. But I don't know what that is. So, is there a guide anywhere on how to set up the LSP with NeoVim? Let me show you right now what it is. Oh, actually, okay, I'm going to show you how to do it on LazyVim. I imagine it extends to the other ones to some degree, but you'll see. So there is the official NeoVim LSP config project, and when you initialize it, give it this object of config. The only thing you need to do is say servers, Gleam, and this makes some false thing because it's really So somebody very helpfully added Gleam to Mason, which is their binary package manager, which sucks because now the NeoVim's going to use a different version to NeoVim's going to bend its own version of Gleam, which means that what happens in your terminal and what happens in NeoVim could be completely unrelated. It sucks so hard. I really am quite irritated with whoever decided to do that. And I've been talking to the Mason people, and they just don't want to remove it. Very annoying. Why is division by 0 not an error? Because Gleam doesn't have errors. How would you mutate some form of global states? How How would I do that? For example, if I had a HTTP server and I wanted a list of sessions without using Redis, SQLite, would I use an active for that? If your backend is Erlang, yes. If it's JavaScript, you could use a mutable reference. I think Sass CSS is a good precedent. You pick your style. I've done an entire conference talk on why I think that's bad. I think you want, for all the, like, having simplicity is a feature. Having only one way of doing things is a feature. Like, if every time you open a code base, you've got to go, oh, how does this work? And then, like, find out, like, oh, it's this style. How does that style work again? I can't remember. Okay, what's the syntax for this in that style? Oh, I don't recognize that. How does this work? Oh, they're doing it this way? Oh, we normally do it this way. Oh, I better tell them in the pull request not to do it this way. Oh, now they're arguing about, oh, should we use this style or this style? Tedious. What a waste of time. Like, it just isn't important. Like, have a good, like, just find a good style and just go with that, you know. Drives you mad. I've wasted so many hours of my life arguing about indentation on or some nonsense on pull requests. Oh, who cares? I'm so glad that every language has a formatter now, because before then it sucked. It was awful. Okay, so I think it would be nice if let's move this. Can I make this smaller? No. I'm going to pop it out. There you go. You don't need to see that. I think it'd be really nice if this table of contents was like here, and then the content was here. The tour is client-side front-end, and it talks like apply for ransom. Yes, that's true. The compiler runs inside your browser. Let's see if I can do that then with my extremely limited CSS abilities. Lessons, everything. Oh no, I've made a mistake. This is all so badly named. Look, I shouldn't have got contents and contents. It's so confusing. Table of content. Much clearer. And I'm going to call this lesson. How do you do like flex? Come on, Copilot, help me out here. Yeah. Hmm. Come on. Yeah. There we go. What does this do now? Hey, look at that. That's almost what I want. Actually, maybe it should be on the right. Being on the right looks fine, doesn't it? That's quite nice, actually. Everyone's talking. Oh my gosh, loads of people talking. I've got to scroll up. Ah. If Gleam doesn't have errors, what is Gleam's way of working with errors? Sorry, Gleam doesn't have exceptions. It does have errors. They are values. There's a result type, which is kind of similar to Go. I still don't get what the use keyword does. Cognitive and Rust. Yeah, it's our most like a little saying on my top. It is definitely our most complicated feature. I'd say just don't use it for a while. Like, get comfortable with the other stuff. The feedback I've got so far from people is that used clicks after you're like, understand it now. Then it's all plain sailing, because it does. The thing about use is it's not very complicated, but it is powerful and it's unusual. So that makes it. It takes. You look at it and you go, oh, what is that? That's not obvious to me. So you've got to take a little time to figure it out. But then you should just get it. It's not like Rust lifetimes, for example, where you just forever will be confused. Like, you would always turn a corner and be like, oh, I thought I got it, but then, like, why doesn't this work? Would I recommend reading the tool first, or reading it while creating a small project? I'd read it by itself. It's short enough that you can just blast through the whole thing. Someone said they did it in an hour. I was quite impressed by that. That seems very fast to me. Would you ever add libraries like the HTTP one to the standard library of the language? No, there is no advantage to having a smaller number of Hetch packages with the same amount of code is not fewer dependencies than having, well, the same amount of code but a smaller number of packages. If anything, it just means you're more likely. Okay, so it's like if you're deploying a web application, what's better, to do lots of deploys, each with small changes in it, or do like one deploy every month as all of your changes in it? Well, obviously, it's going to be easier to do loads of little ones because you don't get congestion. So, for example, if we're going to make a big change to, I don't know, let's say we're going to do Gleam HTTP version 4 or whatever it will be, and so we want to test the heck out of that. So we're going to take a long time, and that's going to block all of the that would block all the releases of everything that's in the standard library if the standard library and Gleam HTTP were together, right? That's really annoying. Or like, what if you're using a piece of software that you can't upgrade because there's some incompatibility with the new version of Gleam HTTP? Oh, but actually, I really need to fix that bug in the standard library at the same time. Well, no, I can't do that because I need to simultaneously upgrade and not upgrade it. That sucks. You want to have small granular parts. That's the easiest way to do these things, I think. Now, an example of when that goes wrong would be the NPM world. And that is because that's for a few reasons. I think you should have there's nothing wrong with having like a large number of dependency packages, but you don't have a deep tree. You want to have shallow and broad, where all of the dependencies don't really depend on anything else and they're self-contained. The other thing you don't want to do that NPM has is allow to have multiple versions of the same dependency. And that's something we don't permit. So you're not going to get the same explosion in code size that you get in NPM. I probably want an aside. Oh, nice. I can say how far back I am with my reading because when I did something, div side. Is that the right one? Oh no. I feel like I want this to be the aside because this is the table of contents. Shouldn't this be like, I don't know. Do I have a main in here anywhere? No. So I think, what if it was like the article is main, the div is article? That makes sense, I think. Maybe. Ben says, it's more like with loads of small decoupled standard libraries. Yeah, like the thing that was great about having a big standard library back in the day is that you had all this code. You know, oh, I've got HTTP things, I've got like all these data structures. Awesome. Oh, how do I get them? Oh, well, they all come. They're the standard library. They come with the programming language. Well, we've solved that problem now because we have package management. And so what you don't actually care about is if it's in the standard library. You just care if it's available and if it's high quality. Like the fact it all comes in one blob doesn't matter. That actually makes it worse. Like you want to have lots of packages. I was just telling my very fashionable non-binary friend who knows nothing about coding, about Gleam, and they say Gleam serves cunt, and they would learn how to code just for that mascot. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Does the Gleam compiler remove unused code / do tree shaking? No, it does not. It's tricky because okay, there is some amount of it we can do, and we will do in future. It just hasn't been implemented. But there's a problem in that, like in the Erlang world, and to some extent in the JavaScript worlds, you don't do whole program compilation. Like you can load modules independently of each other, which means that just because, according to your entry point of the program, these functions aren't used, doesn't mean they won't be in production, right? So I'll give you an example. You could, in your web application, have some public functions that are only intended to be used for like debugging or systems administration, and they're intended to be used when you have your production cluster. You open a console, connect to the cluster over distributed Erlang, and then you can like call functions from there. I think like Rails people and stuff do this quite a lot as well. And like it's it's not a tool I would trust in a large enterprise, but like if you're in a team of like 3 people running a thing, like this could be quite a and they're all highly skilled technical people and you trust all of them. This could be a nice alternative to like building a whole bunch of like admin automation dashboard stuff. Or if it's just like, oh shit, something's gone horribly wrong, you can use Erlang's debugging APIs, which work that way. So like there's loads of, you know, there's reasons why you can't tell where the dead code is going to be. Having said that, you know, it would still be useful to be able to say, okay, I don't care about that stuff. I care about these things, and then do dead code elimination with like special language reports or compiling to JavaScript. That's quite a lot of like if, but like it would be useful. Until then, it's like ESBud's pretty good, or like all the other, like I can't remember the names of the other popular bundlers, but like they're pretty good at dead code elimination. Like they're actually very good at dead code elimination. They'll be able to do dead code elimination in externals, which we can't. I personally think that multiple versions of packages are kind of a necessary evil. One version matching the whole app allows us to do, and it's so annoying. I think the resolution is a problem. Yeah, so I've worked a lot in lots of ecosystems where you're only allowed one version, and it has never caused me a problem. While I've worked in places where you have multiple ones, and it consistently just like make things slightly worse. I think the important thing is that you have like an override. So you need to be able to say, I know that package 6 levels down says that this one has to be version 2, but actually I want to force it to be version 3, please. Like I know better than they do for my particular application. So you need like everything. You need a escape hatch. There's a lot of, and here's your escape hatch in Gleam. Like the externals, that's your escape hatch for your, you know. Or you can do an unsafe coerce if you want to in Gleam. That's an escape hatch. And you probably don't want to do these things. Something's probably gone wrong, and then you should probably like try and fix it. Well, not externals. Externals are useful lots of times, but you can commit crimes. But I want you to know that you're committing crimes, you know, and you can fix it later. The Gleam documentation is amazing. Thank you so much. That's really nice. The only thing is lacking is OTP. Yeah, we've got a real shortage of that stuff. It's tricky because it's like teaching three things: Gleam, OTP, as in Erlang's access system, and Gleam OTP. It's like, oh, what's the assumed knowledge there? And also, like, it's not finished, like the Gleam OTP stuff. So we need to like figure out how all those things align. Escape hatches, yarn resolutions, yeah, that kind of stuff. Hoping to help out the project. Great work so far. Thank you so much. Thank you. Feels quite busy in here. How many people are? Oh gosh, loads of friends. This is brilliant. Do I plug my quick start guide now? Yes. Our head of OTP. I've heard people say that Glee unit isn't quite as mature as other aspects of Gleam. Do you have any sense of this? Ideas of the same opinion? I just think Glee unit is like very. It's not immature. It's just like it does one thing very precisely. I have deliberately not made an all singing or dancing test framework and runner. It's like, if you want one of those, go make one, make a better one, you know, and then we'll all stop using Glee unit and we'll use that instead. Right, what was I doing? Oh yeah, so like I actually nearly made it look like what I want, but like almost entirely accidentally. I don't want the little. I don't want the little dots. I don't understand why I have the little dots. I also don't understand why the row reverse thing doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know. Is it? Get rid of that. Does it change? Oh, it does. Oh, and the everything. Oh, that's that's horrible. Okay, let's try and do something about this. Why is that? I've lost it now. Okay, so this is a Flexbox. How does Flex work? I don't know. It's direction. It's just row. Huh. It's quite nice on the right as well. Did you do the design of the Gleam site yourself? This lovely thing. No, I didn't. As you can tell by me really struggling to line a list. I've been here for ages and I have successfully done like just this. Not even this, not the colors, like literally just like this goes here and it has these dots and I don't know why they've got these dots. This was the website was made by Kayla, who is fantastically talented. She's rad. And Lucy here was made by Suppy Luppy, who I don't know their actual name, but they're a lovely person who loves making mascots for things. So they like volunteered to do this for us. Like, super happy with it. The sidebar could have position sticky to scroll with the screen. It sounds great. However, I'm not entirely sure how to do that. Yeah, I love the website. Okay, I'm gonna do the bits I can do. I'm gonna try and get rid of these dots. How do I do that? I thought it had like on the oh I know why it is. It's because I've messed up. Oh no, I've just messed up. That's why. Okay, I'm suddenly understanding why nothing looks right. It's because the thing that I call table of contents is lessons, and the thing that I call lessons is the table of contents. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Being extremely bad at code. Oh, but now everything's got like a weird wonk at the top. Okay. Why does it have like a little thing at the top? But these are all inside everything. So I can just... do what I want it to do. Yay! It looks kind of rubbish now. Yeah, I probably should have turned something off that turned the default CSS, but I don't know what. As you can probably tell, I was good at CSS like a number of years ago, but it's been like a long time. I've been working on compilers and video pipelines for years, and now like I'm like, how do I align something? I promise you, I'm actually quite good at making programming languages. Not this though. So, I think that we want all of these headings, which are H3s. I think we want these fellas have like maybe do that. What looks different? Oh dear me. No, I'm not happy with this. So if we just got rid of, how do you margin? Okay, sure. And then what if we did it to this one as well? Wow, they look completely different. Why do ULs have margins? Oh, nice, but then they don't align. Like, where's there? Oh, because it's like a different. Because the text is. Don't like. So the min width, the sidebar, and gap for everything. I'm getting bored. Like maybe we should just stop trying to do CSS. Somebody else to do it. I put a margin 0 on everything like a goblin. I think that is completely the right thing to do. I tried out Gleam and Exorcism. I like the language. Awesome. I'm really glad. They were just saying there's a bunch of folks who are doing all the Exorcism mentoring, which is awesome. Really nice, actually, because I've not had time to do it. UC and Gleam mainly been used on servers. We see it being used for building high-performing desktop applications as well. We've definitely got better libraries and stuff for servers. So there's an advantage there. Don't know if that makes it best. I would set min width for the sidebar and set gap for everything. When I've looked at Tailwind, I mean that sounds like good advice, but I need to focus on this slightly more than I have the attention. There's a chat here I enjoy. I should do something else. Some content. Are you new to NeoVim? I switched to NeoVim when it was first released. I did the Kickstarter or whatever it is. And I used that for a number of years and switching from Vim. And then at one point, I just decided to try. Well, every now and again, I try something just to see if it feels good. So I tried Atom, tried Emacs a bunch of times. Okay, then I tried VS Code and I was like, oh, it's not bad. And then I gave it a break and I came back to it again. What was it? Maybe like 2019. It was good. I might be getting that year wrong, but I was like, oh wow, it's actually really good. It's really slow, but it's really good. I spent a day fiddling with it, and I got to the point I was happy, and I was like, that's impressive. It's taking me a lot longer. Everything. But then maybe like a few months ago, I decided to try Neovim again because like they had released all the language server stuff, and they'd released all the Lua was an option now, and there's all these like all of these like pre-made kits that you can use, like LazyVim. I was like, okay, I'll just grab one at random. I don't remember why I picked LazyVim, and yeah, they're really good. Might be more elegant with utility class. Yes, it would 100% be, but I'm sort of I've already fallen down this hole now. I don't care very much about how good the CSS is in the tour because the tour has 2 pages effectively. So like there's a limit to how much damage you can do. You could remake it in no time whatsoever. Compiler engineer does CSS challenge. Impossible. When you go full YouTuber, make a language tier list. I can't do that. I can't be mean to other people's languages. We're all about being nice here. Also, I don't want to pull any punches. What if they start being mean to me? MD book is a good fit for this. It's not really because I mean it would be for like this specific page, but we need like all this stuff as well. Don't add Tailwind to the mix. Yeah. I wish Tailwind I wish there was I kind of wish that something more like Tailwind was what was built into the like I think I like inline styles were cool. I just think we hadn't worked out how to whatever. Yeah. That was the big thing, wasn't it? When like Neovim came out and had async. That was like mind blowing. And they released the terminal. Terminal's so good. It was like better. Like Emacs had 4 terminals at that point in time, and they were all rubbish compared to the Neovim one. Really great. I first learned about Gleam from your interview with Developer Voices. Yeah, Chris Jenkins, right? Chris Jenkins is such a great guy. He's one of the people who, like, we used to go to loads of meetups and stuff in London. So it's like he would be the guy I knew who would always be there. Lovely bloke, really really nice. I'm glad that his like talk show thing has taken off. Okay, let's just like make something that looks sort of okay and then like just ship it. Oop. Yeah. Any way for us to help with design CSS? Hell yeah, there is. Like, just join Discord or get in GitHub issues and just try and make things better. There's a guy called Flippy. Flippy? That's his name? I'm really bad with names. He's been doing loads of great stuff. Like he's the reason that everything's got a dark mode now. And he's very slowly making things look nicer. What an absolute star, eh? Show. Where's my flex? Oh, and should we just pick a random number? Ah, it's Jack. Hello. Any plans for Gleam in Lifebook? I don't know how that would work. If someone wants to work on that, though, go for it. Pretty cool. First time I heard was from Theo's video. Yeah, Theo's a cool guy. Really cool guy. He's been really supportive. I'm like, yeah, thank you so much. Like the other dude, what's his name? It's like the Prime again, but like, is he also got a name? Like, is he called Dave or something? I'm not being disrespectful. It's just, you know, so everyone calls me Lepil. No, I'm Louis. Hey Louis, super stoked about Gleam. I was just thinking a few days ago that I wanted to use Rust, but with quick compiles and maybe OCaml type inference used with HTMX. Then I saw Gleam v1. You manifested it, my friend. You asked the universe to give you a thing, and it happened. Prime again. Primagen? Primagen? Prime Agen? Prime Age N? A Primiegen. His name was surely Theo, but that was already taken. Streaming's fun. Put the terms of contents at the top. You see the reason that GitHub page is blowing up. Yeah, so we released V1, which got a bunch of people excited, and then man, I really got to find out how to pronounce his name. Prime again, and Theo T3.gg both did little segments on their stream, being like, "Oh, hey, look at this thing," and then they both put it on YouTube at the same time. 16 quadrillion people and their dogs all watched it. And got really excited because they're like, wow, Gleam's amazing. And then I think everyone's just been sharing it around with each other since, because it's been huge. It's been super, super cool. Just wait for the Fireship bid. So I've got a confession to make. I don't really watch any of this stuff. So like I'm not super sure who the people I should be talking to are. Like I'm like, oh, I probably should probably learn more about like what's happening in the yeah, that whole world. I've just been like looking at compiler stuff. They will find you themselves. Oh, I hope so. I mean, I'm a small fry. Anyway, why is my thing not 400 pixels? The Prime again offered to have you on his chat in the Gleam video. If no one said, yeah, I saw that. I found a video. Someone gave me a video of him doing that with somebody else. I'm going to watch that so I can like understand what it is, like what the format is, and I'll try and get in touch with the guy. I've spoken a little bit to Theo. I've not. Primeagen. Yeah, that sounds kind of sensible. Primeagen. Prime again. I'm going to call him Prime. I have a project that needs some cute characters / masters for. Do you know if the creator of Lucy is looking for work / gigs? I don't know. It seemed like a bit of a passion thing for them, so I'm not sure. They are if you look at the GitHub issue that we have that is now closed for finding a new mascot, they are in there. And then I think they are also in GitHub discussions, but with a different account. So you could try and get their attention with one of those. They said they really like making mascots for things. Watch the Tiger Beetle interview with Prime, so you know as expected. You should send that to me on Discord, so I can know. How does one make the thing the right width? I don't know. Maybe I should stop using flex and just use float things. You're not making me feel very confident. You're like, the video was insane. It's like, what does that mean? Alarming. Is there anything you dislike with Gleam at the moment? Any design decisions you worry about regretting future? I mean, everything's a trade-off. Like the problem, like there are no like universally good ideas. Everything's a trade-off. So it's tricky. You know, there's loads of things that are irritating to me in Gleam, but I understand why they're there. And I think if we had a different set of constraints, Gleam would look different. Like if Gleam was only to be compartner native, for example, from the beginning, rather than being part of an Erlang ecosystem, it would have a few different things, I think. It's tricky, really. I think we've done a pretty good job, though. Like Gleam, I really like Gleam. I think it's really good, and loads of other people seem to be agreeing. That's awesome. That's really cool. Gleam has some inspiration for Zig, or would have. No, Gleam has no inspiration. Do you want to know a really weird story? So what's his name? Zig guy, Andrew? Seems like a nice bloke. I used to work at a music startup called Roly. I guess maybe you've heard my programming origin story is that I want to make DJ software. Andrew, I've really got to check that his name is Andrew because it'd be rude if I. You're really rude. Yeah, Andrew Kelly. Good, I'm right. Andrew Kelly wanted to make a DAW, a digital audio workstation, which is like Photoshop but for audio. So yeah, I used to work for Roly, and then Roly acquired Blend. Blend is a collaborative music making platform, which seems to be defunct now, and like everything that Roly bought, because Roly's a dreadful company. But yeah, so I was like one of the small number of people doing web at Roly. And then Blend came along with all web, so we worked super closely together. And then I found out that just before the merger, the guy who did the same things that I did had just left, like just before. And it turned out that guy was Andrew Kelly. So he like battened past a music web job to me without realizing. Very weird. What are the odds of that, eh? Roly, the squishy piano. Yeah, those guys. I used to work for Juice back in the day. Yeah, I worked directly across from Julian Storer. Like, I sat here, he sat here. Yeah, Roly was not a good company. They treated their employees very badly. Yeah, Roly, short for Roland. Yeah, because the CEO of Roly is a guy called Roland Lamb. So he made a company and called it Lambda, and then he renamed it to Roly. Why did you avoid angle brackets for types? Because it's function application has the same syntax regardless of whether it's a value level function or if it is a type level function. There's no reason, I think, to have two different function call syntaxes. Roly, the squishy piano. I think that should have been their tagline. Maybe they wouldn't have gone bankrupt if that was their tagline. You think Gleam should have a templating system built into it like Go? I don't know. Maybe. Not to say too much, I had a handful of negative experience with the creative juice, which pushed me away from that framework. Yeah, I could say something very similar. A nice guy, but then would just like sometimes do things that were a bit odd. Like being pushy in a professional setting. I mean, I find it quite hard to hold anything that anyone did badly against them at Roly because it was such a really horrible working environment and really stressful. I think a lot of people didn't act as well as they would otherwise, and because they were just under so much pressure and working ridiculously long hours. Very mean to newbies in his old forum. Yeah, I think that seems to be a bit of a C++ thing. It's quite upsetting. Yeah, interacting with like a load of C++ and a load of Haskell people really made me think how important it is to like be kind to people who don't know stuff. Like they don't know stuff. You didn't know stuff. Who cares? Like sort that stuff out. I've completely stopped programming. Maybe I'll just close this. Do I have another thing to do? I've got like a little bit of, oh, you can't see the post-it because it's invisible. It's green. I'm going to stop doing the CSS because, like, frankly, I'm rubbish at it and I'm just embarrassing myself. So I'm going to make a branch called single page. Yeah. Oops. Make content on single page needs CSS and so I'll open this pull request and then maybe someone will. Oh, maybe one of the people who are like, hey, I can do CSS. Maybe someone can pick up that pull request and sort it out for me because it looks rubbish. At some point, it's good to like just accept that you can't do things anymore. Like, I used to be good at CSS. You don't do something in 5 years and you just get really bad. And I don't do it often enough to get better. I do it frequently enough so that I start to get a little bit better, and then I just don't do it again for a few more months, and then I've forgotten everything again. It was the same when I was at Weta Digital. That's a cool place to work. When everyone is on guard, you end up doing the same. Yeah, like I know I definitely was rude to some of my team, and I've like years later gone to them and be like, hey, I did this. I want to say sorry for that. And they're like, they were like, no, it's fine. Like, that's just what it was like there. It's like, yeah, okay, good. I'm glad you felt so too, because it was gnawing at me for a long time. Really awesome language you've created. Thank you so much. Reminds me of how minimal F# is. Yeah, even more minimal because we didn't have an object system. Their type providers are really cool though. How does it feel being the head honcho of a programming language? Do you feel like Thanos the Gauntlet? No, I feel like I get a lot of. It feels like I'm struggling to explain a similar set of things on repeat, and I know it's my own failing, and I need to improve the documentation. I just have a lot of messages. Okay, so I don't want to do that. What I want to do is there is an issue where somebody wants to be able to use a HTTP client and ignore TLS, which is almost always a bad idea, but on some occasions it's not. And I think I need to find a website that has broken TLS, and I think Luel is the one that's going to be. What's the Luel website? Where is it? Oh, where's the website? No. No, not Luel. LFE, that's the one that's going to have a broken website. Is that true? Ah, no. Luel. IO? No. Ah, that's annoying. I thought there was. Hey, that sounds like what I want. Nice, there we go. So luel.org. Oh, spacebeam.org is using Luel's certificate. Okay, cool. So we found a website where TLS doesn't work. Thank you very much, Erlang community. That's such an Erlang thing. Yeah, encryption's broken. It's fine. It's fine. Who cares? So I used to check out git switch. It uses a flag that does the opposite thing. Yeah, me too. But then I read like someone explain why switch is better. I was like, yeah, that is nice. Not being able to accidentally to delete things. So I had to spend some time sorting out. I do want to learn Tailwind. Tailwind looks really good. Maybe that will help me a lot. Is there a Gleam FS module? No, but there is a package called Simplifile that is really good. You should use it. You should use it. I made this for you in case you want to steal any of the layout stuff. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe I missed something. Look at that. Ben flogging his own stuff. Hello Joe. Is Hello Joe a Simpsons reference? Oh my gosh, you've got... Oh, but I'm going to play Erlang the movie. I'm going to do that. It could be though, isn't it? Isn't there like Hello Joe in The Simpsons somewhere? Oh, I don't want to show someone else's advert on my stream. Can't even hear this either. Where is subtitles? There we go. Here we go. Hello, Mike. Hello, Joe. There you go. Piece of Erlang history right there. Erlang the movie is really good. You should watch it. I don't know how to make audio work, so you can't watch it. It's a docs layout in CSS term. I can't see a euro here, but I'm looking at it through OBS, so maybe something. Oh yeah, can't sleep calling me. Yes. Yes, it could be. Oh, interesting. Well, I mean it as an Erlang reference, but we could do both. Wait, can you hit audio? Could you hit audio then? I mean, like from the video, rather than just like me talking. Anyway, let's do a thing. So, oh look, can't do that. it's all messed up. Oh wow. Really? Audio works? Okay, so let me pause my music. The audio, the VU meter isn't moving. No, it's not working. I'm not, yeah, I'm not. Anyway. So, we are very annoyingly verifying TLS, and we really would like it if, oops, this, oh, we would really like it if we could be insecure. That would be nice. Oh, not anymore. That's been a very long time. Do we use Gleam Erlang anymore? I think we do. Nice. Oops, that's the wrong test. Oh. I know how to use my editor, I promise. So let's make a request to. Oh. Huh. Is that a thing? Nice. Bad SLS. Ah, that's a website just for testing. Awesome. Okay, so I don't have to rely on. I don't have to rely on the Luau people not fixing their website. There is actually a website that is just for having bad CLS. Nice. That's so funny. Copilot is occasionally really useful. I was listening. I mean, I did actually say hello, Mike, hello, Joe, as they were talking. So maybe that's... Oops. Those little pop-ups are a bit big for me. They're a bit annoying. I kind of wish they were at the bottom, not the top, because I'd be less likely to need them. Is there a way to write pre and post conditions? If so, does it support redefinition of polymorphic calls? I don't know what the second bit of that question means. The first bit is not at the type level. You can use assertions though. That is probably a bit too... That's probably not what you mean, because that's boring according to most people. Show. I don't know what's the error type of this. Error. Oh wow, we haven't defined the error type. That's interesting. Should refine. What version is this? 2. Oh, really sloppy work, Louis. I can't believe you let us get this to version 2. Oh, it even says here, refine error type. That is so disappointing. Try harder. Okay. This fail big. Oh, it's not rest. Nice. Look at that absolutely monstrous error. What resources did you use when making the type system for Gleam? I was looking to implement a type system for a toy language myself and was looking at any pointers. Yeah, we're using algorithm W with a few extensions. I mean, honestly, it like depends what you want your language to do. Just try lots of different things. Experiment with different type systems. I wish I spent a little bit more time playing with other type systems. I think if I was making Gleam from scratch now, I would consider making type annotations on module functions mandatory, but it's a bit late to change. Oh well. What time did I start streaming? Wow, I've been doing 2.5 hours already. Time flies, eh, when you're having fun? Okay, so that does work. That error message sucks. Oh, really? Why is that? I'm not. I mean, like all the code. Oh, we pretty much we all strongly encourage using like type annotations on module functions. Which is, yeah, that's good. It makes sense. It's good for documentation. It's just a convention we like. Yeah. People are not taken aback if you have to do that. So that is fine. That's nice. And if you do that, there's a bunch of things you can do more easily. Like your type inference can be simpler. And can be easier to do like more fault tolerant typing, because you can say, even though this function failed to type check, you still know what type it's going to be. So then I can use that when I'm type checking the rest of the. Well, Gleam can't do that so easily. We have to guess. We've got to guess what it might. Oh well. Not. Yeah. It's too late now. A question earlier, like, is there any bit I regret? Yeah, that. I regret that. Not much, like very slightly. There's Gleam for Ubuntu. I'm not sure what that means. As in, like, is there an apt package? No. I'm trying to decide if I want to refine this error type now. I think I don't. It'd be really nice to do it later, though. So if we instead did so how would it work? We say like http dot prepare like a nice API. Let's do that. Show. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Hey man, love the project. I'm kind of new to functional programming. What can I build with Gleam? Sorry if I sound stupid. English is not my first language. Congratulations on the 1.0 release. Thank you so much. That's really nice of you. You do not sound stupid. You sound absolutely fine, and I would not have guessed that English is not your first language. Make anything that is interesting to you. Maybe you want to make some libraries. Maybe you want to make a website or web app or something. Do whatever you find interesting. I was wondering a design choice of not having multiple function clauses. Is that driven by making type checking harder, or is allowed? Or is it driven by some other reason? So in Elixir and Erlang, having multiple function heads is just syntactic sugar for having one function with a case expression at the top level. So from a practical point of view, there's no difference between the two. Type checking is the same. The motivation for not having it is that it's syntax sugar for putting a case expression at the top level. There is no difference. So we don't want to say like, oh, should I have a case expression or should I do function heads? Just do a case expression. Just pick one. Pick the one that works everywhere. I love Gleam being more a C-like kind of pure functional lang. Have you heard anything from Elixir people about Gleam syntax? Not especially. I'm not sure I talk much to like. I think Elixir people are pretty happy with Elixir, so like they don't talk. Is that true? I do talk to Elixir people, but I don't think syntax is a big thing for them. Every time someone mentions English as a second language, their English is better than mine. That's the thing. It's true because they worked hard at it. I didn't work hard at my English. I stumbled through it. Okay, so let's make this prepare for. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to make a pub, opaque type called builder. Oh yeah. Maybe I don't think that's what we want to do. Maybe it's like that. So we've got a builder, and it's going to have verify TLS as a Boolean. Yeah, nice. Wow, it wants to default to false Copilot. What are you what on earth are you doing? Oops. Right, batch. Should we call it build? I mean, build is the name of the pattern. Maybe we should call it configuration. It's not right. Elixir people really love Elixir. It's true. It's very good. They do love it. So I call this prepare. I didn't save it, that's why. Boom. Verify, validates. Verify is a better word, isn't it? You have a lot of notes from your journey creating a language so far? No, not really. I'm not a note taker. I just keep things in my head, and then if it's important, it will come back. Which I think is probably a terrible idea, but it's been working for me. The other thing I do is I keep all my example projects. So show. I've got this big old repo of, gosh, that's a lot of lines of code. What is that? That's like 376,000 lines of code, apparently. That sounds high to me. I mean, most of it's plain text, so that's most of it's JSON. That's rubbish. But like, you know, they're just like random bits of stuff. That's quite a lot of code. It's probably what on earth is this? And it's all what? Go home, Toki. You're drunk. Toki? Toki? I worked with the lady who made this. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but anyway, is that really right? Anyway, so I just keep all of these. They're like, oh, how did that thing work? So I go, oh, it was something to do with Elm. Okay, what was it? Etc. Okay, so send bits. Send bits to. Oh man, I wrote this like this. This is rubbish. That is rubbish. Oh, options. Okay. Binary. Body format binary. Okay, so. Where was the issue for this? Oh, that's a failing. Not great, is it? Support verify none. Okay. It really is. I've written this library such that it's all in Gleam, but I'm not convinced that's the right way. That's going to be really. That's like really easy to do in Erlang, but really awkward to do in. Oh well, other languages. In Gleam is what I meant. So. Oh, I haven't documented this either. Gosh, what? This is really old code. This is rubbish. So let's call this batch bits. Cool. Show. So nice. It's a bit confusing. I've written this. I love Gleam syntax as as it seems to me extremely concise, logical, and easy to read and understand. I'm going to take Gleam for a spin. Thank you. I put a lot of work into the syntax. Out of curiosity, I heard Theo say he likes to use function overloading in Elixir. Any reason you have opted to not allow function overloading in Gleam? Yes. Yes. The first one is I think it just makes your code simpler. But the other one, let's go to here. So imagine you had a function called, let's say you've got a function called, I don't know, add. And you've got an implementation, turns an int. Oh, wow, look at that, amazing. Let's say after that, you've got another one. There you go, you can work out code. But okay, cool. That's fairly straightforward, right? Two functions. And if you had a, let's make a main function now. Right, we all know what that's going to do. It's going to print 3. And if we add 1.5 and 2.5, right? Okay, easy. It returns floats. Here's the hard bit. What type does add have? And what's the answer to that? Like, what does it think it's? Like, Copilot thinks it's float. Okay, but there's an int version here. It's going to be like in, what is it, both? Gleam doesn't have untagged unions. Could be an error. Okay, but now, okay, so like, this means you can't do certain things. Like if you do this, it means your language has structural types, which means you can no longer have two. You can no longer have two values of the same runtime representation with two different types. So, for example, this is a string. This is a string. This is a bits array. In Erlang or in Gleam, they have the same runtime representation. They're both arrays of bits. One of them happens to be UTF-8 encoded, but they still have the same structural representation. And if we don't have nominal types, it means we can't distinguish between the two. Because if you have structural types and you can have unions, the only way you can tell the difference between them is through runtime reflection. And there's no way of telling the difference between these things at runtime. So there you go. Now you've got a problem. How are you going to resolve that? Well, maybe you could say the type system only works with, you can only do unions of certain types. Oh, wow, that's going to be so confusing. How do you explain to your users which types are possible to use unions with? Wouldn't it be annoying if your code stopped working because you just like tried to union this thing, but then you didn't realize that it's secretly under the hood of this other thing? Oh, gosh, super complicated. Or an error. Okay, well then that just means that like you have loads of functions that are not going to work in like list or map. Like I want to be able to do that, right? Well, that's a bad from context, but you want to be able to use them in higher order functions. That means you've got a whole bunch of functions that may not be usable, or you need to add annotations to everything. So like you would say like, what if it was like a debounce or something? Then you need to like start adding annotations to things. Like suddenly it's getting like pretty complicated. Like, oh look, we've suddenly in like annoying Java Rust type territory. It adds loads of complexity. And you know what you get in exchange? It means that you don't have to write. It is literally just that you don't need to do that. Or like, oops. So yeah, there's like, it's just not a good trade-off. You're not planning to have unions in Gleam at any point. Gleam has unions, they're just tagged unions. They're not untagged. So you can do it as I'll call them an int, an float. Yeah, let's just leave it as an float. But then you need to like explicitly wrap and unwrap them. Shouldn't bit A's be around everyone a string is? No, because if you want to print, you want to do things like print to console, or like display someone's username on a web page. It could, if it's non-Unicode, data, it could completely trash your console, or just look like absolute gibberish on a web page. It will. If you ever like miss the null byte in C and you just like churn out loads of like absolute gibberish. I know. Let's do it. Let's like if we let's do it. Let's do a thing. Let's ruin my terminal. Oops. Going, oh, it's Rust. It's not good, but it's good target. Right. Here's a thing that isn't a string. I think you probably don't want to accidentally print that. Looks good, eh? Like, if your type system can't stop that from happening, that's a bit rubbish. Union types are fun, though. It'd be great if I would distinguish between string and binary and format them as their respective type. Yeah, but like string.debug works entirely off of runtime information, and there is no difference. Just a limitation of the runtime. Or rather, string.debug can tell the difference if you're on JavaScript. It can't tell the difference between an Erlang. Like, you know, I was saying like earlier, saying like there are things I would do differently if I wasn't trying to be compatible with an existing ecosystem. Like I would have a different string and bit string type. They would possibly have exactly the same representation, but they would, in the tag on them, they would have a single bit that says like, this is a string, this is a string, this is a bit array. It's like one extra bit. I mean, I think there actually is space in that in the Erlang representation, but it just doesn't exist. So that is something that I would do differently if I didn't care about Erlang, but I do care about Erlang. Gleam is good in part because of Erlang. Oh yeah, I was doing some coding, wasn't I? I've not got much done today. This is all your fault. Well, anyway. Ooh, a lot of you. Oh, damn. Okay, sorry. I should stop mumbling and start talking more enthusiastically. Show. Am I doing dispatch bits now? That is already a thing. What is this function then? This send? No? I've completely forgotten what I was doing now. Got a dispatch bits. I've got a send bits. Ooh, I was very nearly rude for a second there. I've got a send and I've got a dispatch. Oh no, am I going to become an influencer? Maybe I'll just turn up the volume of my microphone in general. It's actually probably a good idea. It actually does look lower than what it normally is. I think I'm probably just like riding a bit low. Let's try that. Maybe that's better. I don't know. So, what was it doing? Okay, so dispatch does a bunch of things. Send bits, nope. Dispatch bits. Config. This is quite confusing the way I've written this. I don't know why I've done it this way. This looks kind of strange. There we go. That's much easier to understand. Oops, what did I just do there? This is the wrong one. Nice. My first Gleam project tonight is a DNS server. That's a really cool project. Yeah, really do share that. I'd really like to see that. Would you? I think you might use Glisten for that. The TCP acceptor pool. So does it? Yeah. It's a TCP server library, and if you use the most obvious API, it acts as a acceptor pool as well. So you get like nice multi-core servers. It's really good stuff. So, what am I thinking should happen? This is this one that's erroring. On line 79? Yes. Okay, cool. So that is because when we're building up the options, nice. No. Oh, good. I break it all in a different way. What did we work out what it should be, didn't we? We think it should be SSL verify none. Okay. So this should be SSL verify none. Thank you, Copilot. So not public. Okay, I put the word L before them, so let's keep copying that. And nice. Ah. Oh. Isn't that right? Let's print that and see what that looks like. Okay, SSL verify none. Oh. That's a shame. Ah, are we passing it in the wrong place? Ah, there's an LHTTP options rather than L options. That sounds more like it to me. Oh no, then I'm wrong. Oh no, I am right, but it's meant to be in. Yeah. Why isn't it formatting? Oh no, it is. Apparently you're just allowed to have a line there. Okay. Nice. I just jumped on the stream. What are you building? I'm making it so that the oldest HTTP client we've got, or one of them, which now that I'm looking at the code, it could do with a bit of love, to be honest. Gives you the option of disabling TLS verification. And the reason for this is that somebody wants to connect to their like home automation thing. What is it called? Like light bulbs or something, and they don't have a I don't know, they use like a self-signed cert or something like that. So just making it so they can turn it off. Although I'm probably going to stop in a minute because I've been doing this for ages. How long have we been going on for? Oh my gosh, 3 hours. Oh, folks, it's past my bedtime. So what have we done? How do I scroll down? This button? Yeah, there we go. Hey, you're not on Twitch? No, I think I would like to be, but I haven't worked out how to do that yet. And every time I have some energy to do some streaming related things, I'm like, I should stream. Like, that's a much better use of my time than, well, it's not. But that's just the thing I want to do. Like, I'm going to stream. So I stream rather than try and work out how to use Twitch. Although I've been talking to a bunch of like streamer people lately, so like maybe they can tell me what the right way to do it is. Okay, so that type is private, good. Send bits now delegates to dispatch bits. Yep, that sounds sensible. Dispatch bits is exactly the same, except it checks if you should verify TLS. Yes, good. Okay. And send just goes to dispatch. Okay. I think that sounds cool. Added the is it verified TLS? Is that what I called it? Yes. Well, I'm printing a whole bunch of rubbish as well somewhere. There we go. Nice. Wicked. Okay, well, I'm going to stop because I'm just suddenly realised I'm tired. I've been talking for ages. I'm going to go, I don't know, eat food and watch TV. Bye, gang. Bye. Have a lovely night. How do I stop? I do this every time. It says auto stop. What does that mean? It's not doing anything. Okay, well, I'll go to YouTube and press end stream. Bye, everyone.